Hey, everybody. It's Theodore Kirkley. Yeah. So that's cool. All right, let's see how many people we got watching. 0. All right. 24 seconds. All right, we got one viewer. 26 seconds into the live stream. Let's check. Okay. Let's see how many likes we have. 0 likes. All right. Let's go back and check how many viewers we have. All right, we got 0 viewers. All right. That's cool. All right, let's go and check on the viewership now. Let's check how many viewers we have, and it looks like we have 0 viewers. Okay, we're gonna check back here at the and see if everybody. Please remember. Please remember. What were you supposed to remember? I forget. But I just thought I'd do this stream tonight. I was driving a big vehicle today, really, really big. And why was I driving that vehicle, you ask? Well, the reason why I was driving the vehicle was because I signed up for this responsibility uh, where I deliver packages to people at their home. And yeah, such a weird experience. So strange. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to talk? What is going on here? I'm literally watching myself. That's so weird. I can't wrap my mind around. I can't focus. I am unable to focus on what I want to say. And I don't know, I don't even know what I want to say. That's the problem because wanting is a very strange thing. How do you know when you want something? Do you want something 20%? Do you want something 30%, 40%, 50%, 60%, 100%? Maybe you only have like a certain amount of power to want. Maybe there's like super wanters and light wanters, you know? Like heavy wanters, light wanters. So I would be in the light wanter division of pro wanting. Not to say that, all pro wanters are fake. That's a disgusting myth perpetrated by the legacy media. Pro wanting is actually real, okay? And in the profession of pro wanting, people want all the time. They want and they're serious about wanting. You know? You know? All right, let's check see how many people are watching. All right, we got 0 people watching. Now let's check and see if anyone liked the video. 0 people have liked the video. All right. So, um everybody please remember to I just had it. Damn. I've been watching a lot of live streams lately. And there's something that people do when they stream. They say it's almost like it's a script. It's really weird. Hmm. Anyway, it doesn't come to mind. So, yeah, I think I have to close my eyes because I don't want to see who is watching and who's not. Because if I look at that, then everything changes. Everything starts to matter. Now, if you wanna ask me a question, you can ask me a question. You can ask a question. However, there's one proviso. What proviso was that, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. The proviso in question is that you must be a subscriber to my channel for at least 5 minutes. And I know that you would say, Theo, that's your big push to gain subscribers. So you're just trying to gain subscribers because people who tune into your stream are going to want to chat in the live chat, at which point, when they discover they are not able to chat in the live chat and be a part of the whole, program, they will ask the question, why? Why can I not chat? And they will discover that they are not a subscriber, at which point they will wrestle fervently inside themselves. Seriously wrestle. Not like the pro wrestlers. And they will finally come to the conclusion, damn it, if I really want to chat, I have to subscribe and I have to wait the 5 minutes so that I can say something. Why? Why does Theo only allow subscribers to chat? Now I must deface myself. Now I must lower myself to the level at which I become a subscriber to Theo's channel. What will people think of me? What will people say? What will my life begin? What will it begin to look like? What will change in my life, in my world, when I subscribe to Theo's channel? I can't answer those questions for you. Why did I decide to turn on subscriber only? Because it's more limited, you know? Limitation. I've created a world. And if I gave free reign in that world, then abuse would be rampant. However, with limitation, you see, abuse cannot be rampant. Everything is so hilarious in life. It's funny how the smallest details can be manipulated. And yeah, things are one way 1 minute and then they change. They change into something different. The world as we know it is not the same. The way we experience life, you know? Do you know what I'm saying? Is this making any headway at all? We're good. So anyway, why did I decide to open up my computer and start streaming? I think because I'm deeply sad. The the possibility of streaming seemed more interesting than getting on my cell phone and playing my normal cell phone game while listening to other people talk, which is what I normally do until I drift off into sleep. You know what I do right before sleep? I call out to God. I do. I call out to God. And I say, God, God, giving you a little window into my private world. I call out to God and I say, God, God. And then I just like collapse psychologically because I don't think God can hear me. Yeah. Put on a lot of weight. A lot. I probably gained like between 20 and 30 pounds in the last month and a half. And it doesn't feel good. Doesn't look good. But it sure is um I don't know what it does for me. It's not like I said to myself, I'm gonna go and gain weight. I'm gonna gain weight. No, I just said there's a lot of dread and fear inside of me. By golly, I absolutely refuse to feel that. I will not feel that. I'm determined to avoid it. It's always there. Okay. One of my housemates just returned, and I don't know if I can continue. Okay, he's in his room. And so I'm going to continue a little bit here until I am properly embarrassed. So I know what you're thinking. I think you're thinking that this is a waste of my time. And you might be right. It's more it's more a use of my time. It's a way for me to express myself. I feel so bad right now. Mm. How do I feel? It's hard to put how I feel into words. Um, I'd like to tell you how I feel, but I feel like words wouldn't do it justice. And so I might just sit here in silence until the feeling passes and I find something else to say. I pick up on a thought and I carry it out and I transpose lyrics and I use a cadence that I've become used to. What does cadence mean? Let's look up the definition of cadence here. Cadence. Cadence. Modulation or inflection of the voice. A sequence of notes or chords compromising the close of a musical phrase. All right. Cadence, inflection. Inflecciones. Inflection. What does inflection mean? Modulation? A change in the form of a word, typically the ending, to express a grammatical function or attribute such as tense, mood, person, number, case, and gender. Oh, that word itself, gender, is very displeasing to my ears. Well, because I think everything is folding into radical gender ideology. Like false beliefs about gender. And yet at the same time, there is an exploration taking place with regard to gender that is kind of insightful and interesting. Hmm. So right now, I think this whole stream is a wash. I think it's badly planned, badly envisaged. Envisage? Can you envision something? Envision. Envision. Vision definition. Meaning, imagine as a future possibility, visualize. Very, very nice word. Can we envisage? Ooh, we can envisage. We can contemplate or conceive of as a possibility or a desirable future event. Yes, another fabulous word. Form a mental picture of something not yet existing or known. Synonyms of envisage are foresee, predict, forecast, foretell, anticipate, expect. However, this could all, mind you, be part of Google's radical gender ideology push. So yeah, I think I was starting to say that people don't think to themselves, boy, I think what I'll do is I'll gain a lot of weight. But if you do end up gaining weight, then you probably chose to avoid deeper, painful emotions. I remember once, not so long ago, I sat down and no, I laid down and I attempted to feel some fear. And I did this exercise called rebirthing meditation, basically. Let me find it. Where is it? Hold on. Yeah, rebirthing would be one simple way to put it. One video that I used by Devaraj Sandberg is called Guided Rebirthing with Devaraj. and then in parentheses 2020 version. That is a video that I used to conduct an exercise in which you attempt to feel fear. I've heard that was good for feeling fear. It's kind of a deep breathing exercise. And there were points, I did the exercise like twice. The first time was like a test run, and the second time was more of a fervent attempt, more of a fervent. I put more weight on the second one. I used more weight. Of course, I'm only a lightweight wanter. I'm more of a light wanter. I'm not in the big leagues of wanting. I mean, I don't even know if I place. I haven't wanted very much recently. So perhaps I can't really place anymore. I'd have to go and see if I place. I would have to go and see if I place in the pro wanting world, because I might not place anymore. In other words, I might not be able to call myself a pro wanter anymore, even if I ever was. It might be all something in my envisioning. It might all be part of something that I envisioned. It didn't actually exist. Yeah. I know that didn't really make a lot of sense. I'm trying to draw a comparison between pro wrestling and wanting. And I feel like there might be divisions in wanting. Because I think it's possible to want a lot and to want a little. And there are probably people that are very good at wanting. And they probably do very well. It's not a great analogy. But anyway, I think I attempted to complete. I attempted to get into my fear like twice through this guided meditation session. And both times, I didn't really feel very much, honestly. And to put a fine point on what I'm saying, there was a time where I felt a lot of fear, and I could have attempted to feel that fear. And instead of attempting to feel it, I actively chose not to. I remember specifically deciding not to feel it. And I feel like everything's been downhill since that point in my life. I've been actively eating like with abandon. I haven't been following my desires, any of the positive ones, like any of them. I can't think of one. I can't think of a time, any of the things that I want to do as like a career. I don't think there's one thing that I've done. I put 2 older videos on my YouTube channel. I went back and I listened to them. I never put them up before, and I have these older recordings that I didn't put up. at the time I made them, I thought it was a good idea, and then I listened to them again, and I'm not sure if it's good enough material, and I save it, but I don't publish the video, but I save it, and I looked over these 2 and or I listened to them, and, I thought they were good enough to put up, so I put them up. One was called "Buttless Humans," which I sometimes feel is funny and sometimes feel very ashamed of. And another one is something like, "Will we take care of each other in a gift economy?" And, yeah. Besides that, which isn't much, listening to an old video and, putting them up, putting it up on my channel, 2 of them. Besides that, I haven't followed anything that I desire. So, I feel like I'm in a bad situation, a pretty bad situation. And, I don't know what to say about that. There are certain things in my life that have become pretty scary. And if all this sounds pretty dreary and not uplifting, I totally get it. Um, I think it's positive to listen to people that can offer you solutions to problems and teach you something. And I'm not offering that right now. So if you decide to go somewhere else, like, I'm totally with you on that. Yeah. I don't know. I just thought this would be a good idea earlier. My housemate is playing some music, which is kind of good because that way I know he's not listening to what I'm saying. If you were to listen to it, I would start questioning what he would think about it, and that would cause me to divert my attention away from this. And that in itself is a very interesting thing. Everything is interesting, you know, in its own way. Every thought that crosses my mind is fascinating. The fact that it crossed my mind at all is pretty fascinating. There are so many thoughts that cross the mind. I really wish I understood how things worked better. Like, what is the mind? What is the heart? What is the soul? What are the parts of the soul? Because I don't know what a thought is. Does it arise from a feeling? If a thought originates in a feeling, just as I believe words or, you know, the choice to speak came from having a thought. So you might say that um, thoughts influence words. But the question is, What influences thoughts, if anything? I think the divine truth teachings would suggest that feelings influence thoughts, and I think there's a good argument for that. So maybe we shouldn't say cross our mind, but maybe we should say cross our heart, right? All right, let's check in here and see how we're doing on this very special live stream this evening. Check out how many people we have watching. We're 30 minutes and 42 seconds in, and we have 0 viewers. Let's see, let's check in and see how many likes we have. We have 0 likes. And we'll see if there's any comments or questions in the chat. And there appears to be no comments whatsoever. Cool. Cool. And now I'm going to do my ceremonial. See this here? This is a jacket. Just to prove to you that I'm no liar. This isn't a well contrived. This isn't a prop. This is real. This is real. This is a real thing that I use in my life. See there? That's the logo. That's how you know. I'm not a fraud. I don't just do this for money. All right? There are all kinds of streamers out there that claim to work for FedEx. But will they actually show you their uniform? As I have? Maybe not. But I have. And that's how you know I'm not a fraud. Now, I could have bought this, Eddie. I could have gotten it from a friend. I could have said, hey, Joe Blow, you've been my friend for 20 years. Mr. Blow, would you let me use your jacket so that I can prove that I actually do work for FedEx and that my words are true? And then I would take it from him and compose this veneer of the working man, and that way you can feel that I am just like you. And see, that would, on my quest, as I rise out of my condition of uh, of my class, as I rise out of the working class into whatever is above that. I don't know what's above that. I could draw people. It's like Ender's Game. If you've ever read Ender's Game, which I have, way back when I read things. Back in the day when I read books. I have books, I just don't read them. Not often. Last time, let's check real quick and see. Okay, 0 viewers, 0 likes, and 0 comments or questions. Everybody, if you have a comment or question, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. And if you're not, you may ask a question if you wait 5 minutes after having subscribed to my channel. Now, you might say, Theo, this is just a ploy for you to gain subscribers. That's what you're really after. And to that, I would say you might be right. Okay? I'm not going to argue. What was my original point? I remember my original point. Some might say this is a prop. Okay? Some may say this is a prop. But it's not. It's not a prop. It's real. It's something that I was given by my employer and I use at my job at FedEx. And in the next 20 years, when I rise out of working class and I instead of Joe the plumber, you have Theo the FedEx driver. And you know me, I'm just like you, you know, I'm just like you. I'm just like you. I'll say that over and over again. I'm just like you. Actually, if I say it over and over again, then that doesn't really help. What really helps is if I don't say that, but it's like the undertone. It's never to be mentioned, but that's the underlying. I'm just like you. You know, it's only whispered. It's only barely. It's like is anyone gathering what I'm saying? It's kind of like symbols, symbology. It's like a sigil, but not at all. So we have this here, and this is something that I've been using for the past. How many minutes have I been streaming? 36 minutes. How many seconds? Uh, 17. And and I've been using this special. See, there's right here something that I can see. You can't see it, but I can see the amount of people that are actually watching. And if I were to check in real quick, I could tell you. So let's check in here. It's 0. And then how many people liked 0? Please remember to just it just goes. There's something that people always say, and I think of it and then I forget it. It's like as I'm saying, I don't. Anyway, so I don't want to see that. Is what I'm saying, because if there's someone that's watching me, I don't want to know why. That's a good question. Let's answer that as time goes on. Not right now. I don't, I don't want to. So for the time being, before we answer that question, I'm going to use this, my handy dandy. I might not always use my FedEx jacket. I might not always do that, but for now, I will. And what am I using it for? Oh, I didn't get to that part. Yeah, I'm going to use it to cover up that little uh, the numbers because I don't want to see, because it's gonna ruin the flow. See, I had a flow and then I lost it into endless pausing, and then I regained it. We're back. We're back. And just remember, I'm just like you. Okay? We're on our way up. Just trust my smile. It's totally genuine. I'm not a fraud, as evidenced by this. Okay? I work. I don't make a lot of money. So we're gonna use this part of the, and we're gonna do this little thing just to show you that I'm covering something. It's not the camera that I'm covering. It's actually this thing to right over here, which you can't see, but I can. And I'm pointing to something that I can see, but you can't, which is the amount of viewership that I have, as well as the amount of people who have liked my videos. Which, before I cover it up, let's just to update everybody, is both numbers remain exact. Now it's covered up. Now we can continue. Thank you, Jesus. All right. So what's next? Let's check and see if there's anyone. I don't mind not covering up the chat. I don't need to. I don't need to cover up the chat. Not now, anyway. I do have a second sleeve. One sleeve is for the covering up of the viewership and the likes, and the second sleeve, if I so choose to use it, is for covering up the chat, which is like over here. If at any given point I do not want to see who's the messages that people are chatting to me, I might cover that up. And now you're asking yourself, Theo, how is this germane to me? I came in to your stream to get answers to life's deepest questions, and you're talking about how you want to cover up the viewership and the amount of people who have liked your video, and whether or not you want to cover up the people who or not so much the people, but well, I guess the people and the messages of the people placed into your chat while I'm looking for answers to life's deepest questions. And I don't have an answer for you. Boom, I said it. I don't. I don't. I don't. Theo, that it sounds like you're not inventive. It sounds like you've got nothing to offer. It sounds like you are not particularly wise, and you're not particularly. You're not going to help me. You're not. You're not what I'm looking for. Okay, and to that I would say nothing. I would offer you nothing. I would offer no answer to that. That point, like you can even chat that point. Let's check in on the chat here. It takes me like less than I can look at the chat with my peripheral peripheral per, peripheral. It's not peripheral. Peripheral. Now we got to look it up. Damn it. I can. It's so easy to look at who or what is chatting at me. All I have to do is use my peripheral. I thought it was eel. It's Earl. It's not eel. Peripheral. But I think people will often say eel. I think people will often say peripheral instead of peripheral, which is the proper way to say it. I'm giving you a window into my world, okay? That's what I'm offering you. That's it. That's all you're getting. A window into my world. And if that is not good enough for you, that's fine. Am I mad that that's not good enough for you? A little bit. Because I wake up at night in jealous sweats that nobody cares about what I have to say. It doesn't go that far. I don't actually wake up in jealous threats. It's a bit of a stretch. But I do care. I do care what people think about me and whether they care about what I have to say. It's a problem. It is a problem. And I could try to feel my emotions. Tried that before. Didn't like that very much. Second option, I could go on my cell phone and engage in addiction in which I just kind of zone out and pretend I'm thinking and learning. Uh, do I want to do that tonight? Nope. So I thought instead I'd open up the old live stream. I started live streaming and talk to you about whatever I feel like. That's the beauty of it. It's just not that beautiful because I'm not beautiful. It was a fake cry. It's a fake beginning to a cry. But listen, I'm just like you. I'm going to rise out of the depths of working classdom, and I will become a beautiful butterfly, all shiny and fragrant. In my gorgeous uh um, let's I think we're getting a little bit lost in all the flowery language. Is it flowery? Flower? Flowery? It's flowery. We're getting lost in all the flowery language. Let's keep it simple. I will rise from the depths of working class hell into the heights of the upper class, which, let's be honest, it's something we all want. And then from those heights, I will act as a liaison between The people such as yourself, another working class simpleton. Let's be honest, okay? And and the and the upper crust, basically, um, because because I have that ability to exist in two worlds. It's a it's the miracle of my supreme and unique intelligence. Well, it's not really supreme, but it's unique. Um, yeah, just stick. I want to ask you to stick with me. Will I stream every single night? Will I offer you that? No. It's great. It's great not promising anything. God, it feels so good. I think for the rest of my life, I will I will refuse to promise anything to anyone. It feels so good. Ah, it's just so freeing, to not promise anything. Gosh, you should try it. Like next time you go to next time you think to yourself, oh, maybe I should say something that later might be used to construe that I bonded myself to my words. I don't think I said that right. Let's try again. Um, next time you feel the impetus inside of yourself to commit through your words to an action or result, try this. Try not doing that. You know? Hello. Am I totally alone here? Yes. What's that? Completely alone. There's no one else. I just there's no one there. But no, but like in another sense. Like for you watching later, which I presume you're doing right now. Um, am I alone in seeing how marvelous that idea is? I certainly hope not, because it's worked wonders for me. Because I'm just more free. Am I happier? Kind of. Am I? I just feel more free when I commit to things. It's interesting, isn't it? Another thought crossed somewhere inside of myself. That is interesting. Shall I share with you what was interesting? Sure. Here we go. So what's interesting is how commitment works. Let's say you commit to something. Like where does that even begin? Does that begin inside of yourself? Let's say you tell yourself let's say you tell yourself, I'm going to walk for 20 minutes, and then you do it. You committed to it, and then you did it. So you carried out the commitment that you made to yourself. But it's another thing entirely when you commit to something and then verbally express that commitment, because people can use that. There's a certain brilliance in saying nothing. It feels good to say nothing a lot of the time. I can't believe I am this person. Like, what's going on? Is this real life? how did I come to inhabit this? Do people think that this is who I am? Do I think this is who I am? Is this who I am? There are a lot of questions. Very deep, very profound questions. I am not on any psychedelics. I'm not on any drugs of any kind right now. Just really surprised. You ever look at yourself in the mirror and I mean, am I alone here? Yes. But like paradigmatically am I alone? Like in the paradigm that I'm trying to like am I the only one that sees what am I the only one that's cognite? Am I the only one who's like recognizing how strange it all is? Mirrors. Like this is a video, but it's also a mirror. I am looking at myself as though in a mirror. My visage, for those that don't know what's happening right now, okay? My visage is splayed out on the screen in front of me, and I'm being recorded by this software program and this uh, video camera. And that recording is being played in real time, and I can see that right in front of me. Now, a lot of you think that that's all very basic, simple thing, simple, you know, formulaic processes that's happening right now. And I dare say, no, it's not. I'm talking about mirrors. It's essentially a mirror. Now, why is that profound? It's not in itself profound, or maybe it is. I mean, there are things that we ignore. Very basic, very available things, very available ideas that we regularly ignore. And one of those things is the brilliance of mirrors. Where would we be without mirrors? What would life be like without mirrors? People say that other people are mirrors. I like I like some mirrors and some others I don't. You know? Put that into your brain smoke and pipe it. God, you're so clever, Theo. You are so clever. No one's gonna see it, but one day they will. When you rise out of the lower class. Can I just like you guys mind if I just go to sleep? Can you do that? There, you can see me. What if I actually did go to sleep? Uh, the one thing is that it's not sonorously attractive for me to sleep. It might be somehow strangely attractive. Like I think people who sleep are beautiful. They're really like angels. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. They're so angelic. A sleeping person is angelic. Sue me. But here I am and I look like an angel. Good stuff. Hey, I'm back. I'm awake. Kind of. Another housemate came back and he brought his girlfriend. You know what that means. The shrug is such a powerful tool, you know? You can use it any time and nobody appreciates it. I'm here to bring you the simple ideas. I'm here to remind you of the simple pleasures and beauties in life. Maybe that's what this is all about. Mirrors. Okay? That's one thing I got for you. Okay? Second thing, forget. Please remember, I start saying it, I forget it. Mirrors is the first thing. What was the second thing? Damn it. You can rewind this. If it was what I just said is what the second thing was. I literally forgot it. I literally just forgot the second thing. But they're like these simple ideas that we avoid. We avoid them. So yeah, let's check in and see how many people are watching right now. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. Let's not do that. Let me see what I did there. I made a decision and then I verbally spoke that decision and then I went back on the decision that I verbally made. It's a very simple idea. If you think that I'm leading in a certain direction, I can tell you that I'm probably not. But that's another beautiful thing in itself. I really feel it's beautiful to not promise. It's kind of the same thing as not promising. Like there is nothing. It's like the Seinfeld show. It's a show about nothing. This is a stream about nothing in particular, and yet a lot of these things are very relevant. That's what I was thinking about earlier today when I thought I should put on a stream. It's extraordinarily relevant. I can't believe that I'm that person. What the hell? I can appreciate that person to a degree. And then to a degree I cannot. I judge everybody. Oh my god, that's a huge thing. Judging. I wanna bring you I think it would be great if I could finally blow the whistle on the degree to which I judge. There is not enough time in the day. There is not. I don't look good here. Right there, I don't look good. Or maybe it's the fact that I'm admitting to the amount of judging that I might expose you to. I think there's a lot of people that think that I'm gay. And looking at myself now, I wonder, is it true? Maybe they're right. I can see it. That guy's gay. There are gay men that thought I was gay. And I revealed to them that I wasn't. But I don't know if it was yesterday or the day or today. I think it was yesterday. Doesn't matter. Either yesterday or today. I asked myself if I was gay. And the first time I asked, I felt like, yeah, I was. Or that was the answer that I just like said. And then I asked myself again, and the answer was that I wasn't. And the truth is, I'm not sure. I never really was sure. I think there are people that think that they're one way and they're not that way. And I wonder if I'm so like closeted that I don't know. I find it all very, very strange. Sexuality in itself, very, very strange. To have an attraction for somebody when attractions come. Like I can tell you, the other day, I was in someone's car and they were expressing like very, they were expressing some pain, like a painful feeling that they had by by talking about a painful event that they experienced. And at that moment, my like I started to get an erection. Now I know that's not politically correct, but as we previously established, this isn't a politically correct channel. After all, we're 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 developing a bond here. And if I am to rise from the lowly hells of working classdom into the upper crust of upper classdom, we, that bond must be firmly and strongly uh, so tired of finding the right words. I can't find the right words. I can't do it quick like, I can't. It doesn't just come to me. Ever since I had certain teeth pulled, there's more saliva in my mouth. Like more saliva gets created. Everybody, please remember, if you have a question or comment that you'd like to post, please you'll have to subscribe to the channel first, and then you can do that. And then you can do that. First, you subscribe to the channel. The interesting thing is, it starts out right. Almost. It starts out. It's practically invisible. So many things start out that way. It's like you can't even see it. And then it grows into something else. There's another free insight. So we had the first insight, right? Right? Mirrors. An appreciation for mirrors. Second insight, I totally forgot. Third insight, um, imperceptible growth. Nobody quite knows how it grows. These are gems, brothers and sisters. Gems from a very underwhelming source. Gems that I offer to you free of charge. And will I never charge? Will I ever charge for the gems that I offer? Will I at some point down the road take you for all that you're worth? I can't answer that. I think it's extremely possible because, as we all know, there are people in the world that take advantage of other people. And to say that I'm not one of those people would be dishonest, I think. And so I can't do that. I couldn't do that to you. Someone I ostensibly care about. During this process through which a bond is being formed and enforced, formed and enforced, I definitely don't want to. Again, I can't find the words. I really can't. I don't want your trust. I don't want to do something bad with your trust. Now, could I have said that better? Could I have said the words, do something bad with your trust better? Absolutely. But it didn't come. I didn't have it. I'm sorry. It was so sad and funny at the same time. All right. Hey guys, we have our first message. And it's from Theo Kirkley. Theo Kirkley says, hey. First message ever. So, yeah. I recommend that everybody tries this. This is a very intense experience. Earlier, there was a full moon in the sky, and I was driving along, and I was thinking about how I should do this stream, and that was glorious and wondrous. And now this isn't glorious or wondrous at all, but it has its you know highs. One of which just occurred where I chatted in, and then I read the chat that I chatted. That is, it's not really profound, but it's like sad, and it's like almost funny, but it's not funny. So the question is, why am I smiling? And I don't have an answer for that. I don't. I can't quite laugh with the amount of glee. I can't quite fully express glee while looking at myself. I'm actually experiencing a fair amount of glee at this moment, but I'm just finding it very difficult to properly express it. Wouldn't it be great if you were a kid for like 20 seconds and you felt uninhibited in your glee expression? I got that out pretty good. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I think I'll rest on that for a little bit. remember remember when you expressed yourself decently? Those were the moments. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Let's see if we have anybody who's chatted in. Nope, nobody has chatted in. I actually knew that no one did. I saw it in my peripheral vision, but I thought I'd make a show out of like looking over, as if like I have to go to another screen. I don't have to do that. It's right there in my peripheral. It's a little secret. Not everybody sometimes it's better to just like lapse into unconsciousness. Like you could try to carry yourself to the end of a thought and try to eloquently express the full thought, but at a certain point you just feel so bad about how badly you're doing, and you realize there's always lapsing into unconsciousness, and then you just do it. You just lapse. You just let yourself lapse. I might just sleep now. I might just do that. Why don't we just let's take a short. All right, everybody. All right, listen up. I just checked my watch. It's nap time. Now, for the viewers, for the people who are just listening on their radio or on their Bluetooth, I don't actually have a watch. I pointed to my wrist, but it doesn't have a watch on it. We can either say that the watch is invisible and it's on there, or maybe Theo's deranged, or it's like part of a show or an act, and we can just like pretend together, and that's like sweet and fun. It's I'm not going to choose for you, but what is nice is that it's time to nap. All right, I just declared it. It's my stream. That's the beauty. That's why everyone should stream. I might eat those words. Um, Not everybody should stream necessarily, but so far it's been rather profound for me. This whole experience, I would have to say, has been quite, uh, for lack of a better word, an experience. And I've decided that it's time to take a nap. Yeah. So, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's accomplish that goal. We'll do that. All right. It's gonna be a it's gonna be a first. It's gonna be a first. I hope, because there's nothing else original about this. So let's hope that no one has ever done this before. Let's at least act as if no one has, and let's do it. Let's take a nap. It's not going to last very long, probably because at some point, feelings of responsibility for the well-being of the viewers will like overwhelm me, and then I'll return to some kind of something, whatever this is. I'll return to talking and looking at myself. But for now, we're going to take a nap. We're going to take a little nap. All right, let's do this. All right, here we go. And proceed. Proceed. Let us proceed. It's always good to take a little break. Ah, what a glorious time. What a glorious moment. I wish my fingers were longer. Just thought I'd share that. Oh, you can do whatever you want, you know? That's nice. Maybe it was the full moon. Maybe this will all lapse and things will go back to normal, which isn't that enjoyable. All right, nap time's over, guys. I was not whisked. Sadly, there was no whisking. Ah, sadly, I was not whisked away. I think it's time for some poetry. Let's read this very popular poem by Robert Frost called The Road Not Taken. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. All right, let's try this song or poem by Lady Gaga. It's called Poker Face. I want to hold 'em like they do in Texas, please. Fold 'em, let 'em hit me, raise it, baby, stay with me, I love it. Love game intuition. Play the cards with spades to start, and after he's been hooked, I'll play the one that's on his heart.
Oh, whoa, oh, 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 oh. I'll get him hot, show him what I got. I don't know. I don't know if I want to continue. There is something so absolutely bad. See, this is where the judgment comes in. This is to give you an example of my ability to judge. Here it is, right here. I want to roll with him. A hard pair we will be. A little gambling is fun when you're with me. I love it. Russian roulette is not the same without a gun, and baby, when it's love, if it's rough, it's not. It isn't fun. I don't like the general thrust of this poem. So we're gonna go back to other kinder, more benevolent poems from the past. Less salaciousness. Let's look at the poem of the day from poetryfoundation.org. The Garden by Moonlight by Amy Lowell. A black cat among roses, phlox, lilac misted under a first quarter moon, the sweet smells of heliotrope and night scented stock. The garden is very still, it is dazed with moonlight, contented with perfume, dreaming the opium dreams of its folded poppies. Firefly. Why did that not hit me? Like at all? Are you sleeping yet? Are you like about to sleep? Are you questioning your choices? Let's try another poem. How do you find poems? Robert Frost, I think, is a good poet. Let's try Agha Shahid Ali. Let's try that. Agha Shahid Ali. What is happening? That's not. Let's not do that one. Let's not do this one at all. Let's not do that actually. Who is Harriet? Harriet? Let's find a decent poem. E. E. Cummings. To him. Poem. E. E. Cummings. On. What? There is literally a poem titled Poem by E. E. Cummings. Now that, more nearest even than your fate, and mine, or any truth beyond perceive, quivers this miracle of summer night, her trillion secrets touchably alive, while and old mysteries which I or you, blinded by merely things believable, could only fancy we should never know, are unimaginably ours to feel. How should some world, we marvel, doubt, for just sweet terrifying the particular moment it takes one very falling most there did you see it? Star to disappear. That hugest whole creation may be less incalculable than a single kiss. I dare say that was mostly gobbledygook. Sorry, Mr. Cummings. All right, let's do something else here. Let's find some decent poetry. Excuse me. Here I have Through the Mists, or Leaves from the Autobiography of a Soul in Paradise. And I have a poem in the chapter of the Mount of God that I want to read. All dreams are as real as the waking. Then why should we spurn their delights? Good question. It's not a drug induced, stupor fueled delight. It's a real delight. And real delights are not to be spurned. I'm being serious, by the way, for once. Not that I wasn't serious at different occasions speckled through this stream, but I'm being really serious right now. This I like. Spurn. Reject with disdain or contempt. Do not reject the delights of dreams. So that's what the author is saying. Let's continue. The soul climbs permissible heights. When sleep bids the heart pause its aching. Oh my God, so good. When sleep bids the heart pause its aching. Just take a moment. Take a little pause. And gazes with eyes which are bright and strong on the promised home it will reach ere long. There's more, believe it or not, there's more to read here. I just wanted to interrupt the reading for the second time and say, wasn't that amazing? I mean, come on. This is amazing stuff. Let's continue. The soul is the man and eternal. The body but lives for a day. 'Tis of earth and must needs pass away. But the soul, in its visions diurnal, from the mountains of sleep, looks over the river and hails the beloved in the land of forever. Now, let's go back here and revisit that word diurnal. I want to say it's of two worlds, of the night and the day, like of or during the day. Okay. Diurnal has to do with the day, kind of like conducting your business during the day. I believe nocturnal, we're more familiar with, knowing of animals that conduct their business predominantly at night, right? So yeah, nocturnal means done, occurring, or active at night. Diurnal, if you might know, has to do with having your activities during the day, which is most of humankind, right? Um, so he's saying here, the soul in its visions diurnal from the mountain of sleep looks over the river and hails the beloved in the land of forever. So let's read all that again, okay? Let's see if we can make sense of it. The soul is the man and eternal. The body but lives for a day, 'tis of earth, and must needs pass away. So the body is of earth, and it must pass away. But the soul in its visions diurnal, so its vision is conducted during the day. If I can take that liberty and guess that that's what the author is saying. From the mountains of sleep looks over the river and hails the beloved in the land of forever. So I think he's saying that you experience like visions in your earth life, and it's in your sleep that you look over and you hail the beloved in the land of forever. So you're having an experience in your sleep, a transcendent experience. And the beloved that you're hailing, ostensibly here, if I were to take some liberty, is the promised life that you have, and or the friends that are there waiting for you. So let it be known that this is all just my own liberties, my own interpretation of these words. So you can always guess for yourself at the meaning. And we'll finish with the last lyric, with the last stanza of this poem. The child and the man and the maiden have dreamed and will dream evermore. 'Tis the solace for all men, heart sore, and a true rest for the soul heavy laden, till in that last sleep, the body forsaking, the soul enters heaven, that dream without waking. Hmm. You don't wake from that dream. Now, I just now, you might have seen it, I just experienced a shiver that went up my spine. And I don't think it's it's not like a shiver of fear. I think it was a shiver of joy. Let's see if the author here, who was known on earth as Frederick Winterley, has any other poems. Here's a small one. Let's try this one. This is from the chapter A Prismatic Landscape. Okay. Full many a time they say goodbye, yet still they linger at the door. And when they tear themselves apart, love cries, come back one moment more. I think that's a little bit too specific. It relates to the material, which I don't have the interest of going over right now. But it relates to the material in that specific chapter. It's not good enough by itself. But here, let us go to the beginning of the book before any of the chapters, but before any of the actual, story, you might say, of the book, to the very beginning. And this is addressed to the reader. It's from the author, one Frederick Winterley. And here goes. Let's see what he has to say. I heard within my spirit home a wail. I must say, it is not from Frederick. This is from um, Robert James Lees, who transcribed the work of Frederick, I believe. Let's see here. Yep. Yep. Okay. Let me read it and then we'll discover who wrote it. I heard within my spirit home a wail. If only one could come, could tell the tale of his experience on that other side, could rend the mists, could fling the portals wide, that we might see, might understand, might know. The agony disturbed me, and my heart said, Go. Love cheers me on, but ignorance resists the power by which I hand this through the mists. So we have with this book an earthly author, namely Robert James Lees. And we also have a spirit author, Frederick Winterley. In other words, someone who ostensibly, by the claim of this book, passed from the earth into the spirit world and later came to visit Robert James Lees and transcribe have his story transcribed. So Robert James Lees transcribed the story of Frederick Winterley by his own telling. So basically, in this poem, there is something about an expressed desire to share the truth of life after death, share what happened to one individual, that those on earth might learn from. We might have, we might basically play with the idea of there being truth to there being a life after death. And I don't think it's a small matter. I must tell you that it is not my feeling that it is a small matter to play with such notions. In fact, I dare say playing with notions of whether there's life after death or not is maybe some of the most consequential things you can do for yourself. Shall I put it more plainly? Let's do that. Let us do that. Let us make it plain. Thinking about the possibility of there being life after death is a matter of supreme importance. There you have it, put very plainly. I'm going to attempt to illustrate that point by just simply pausing. And I got a notification on my phone, so I feel this urge to go and look at it to see what the notification was. Who decided to send me a message? Let's see. You can be part of that. So here we have Theo Kirkley's phone. And there seems to be some kind of error here because there was no message. Now there appears to be one. Oh, it is here. What is going on? Okay, so I got a message from the company Wise, which wants me to take a survey. And they're asking me how likely I would be to recommend the company Wise to a friend. And they have here a zero, a scale with the number 0 all the way to 10. So now they would like me to choose one of those numbers and then submit. So 0 would be not likely, and 10 would be very likely. And the question is, which one do I want to submit? Another question would be, what if I just deleted this email completely? I think we'll do that. Let's delete. All right, great. So that was very different than the material I just presented to you in this book. Let's put this back away from here. All right. I promise there's a rhyme and a reason to this, to everything. It will all be made manifest. I hope. I really do hope. Otherwise, I think we'll just have to delete this. I think I could feel so powerfully terrible about my streaming this video that I decided that I must delete it. Yep, that might happen. So stay tuned. The newspapers will be saying, will Theo Kirkley delete the stream, which had a total of 0 viewers, except for maybe 1 at one point, and perhaps more at other points? But he nonetheless did not see. Mm. It's interesting to note the difference in tone, or the tone of feeling. When I go between the subjects, there's different subjects and different feelings attached to each subject. So we've been streaming for an hour and 43 minutes. When I say we, I mean me or I. There's no one else. I don't have a producer. I don't have a sound person. So let me be clear. I don't want to misspeak. I don't want to misgender. I don't want to missex anybody. Gender now is apparently a term, or it is a verb, because you can misgender someone in much the same way you can gender them. You can't, yeah, yep. There's a lot of gendering and misgendering, perhaps not enough at engendering. Oh my God, let me just delight in how clever I am for just a brief moment here. And tomorrow, I will return to my job at FedEx. How does that make me feel? Pretty bad. What's the alternative? I suppose not going. dealing with the consequences. Of course, if I don't go, to me would be like quitting because you don't just not go to work. You don't just you have to let them know. Them, who is them in this case? My manager. Do you notice how low everything is right now? It's like a lot lower. I feel like we were higher up and now it's like really low. I think we got high when with the Robert Frost. Lady Gaga kind of brought it down, and then we got up again with Frederick Winterlay and Through the Mists. I don't want to misgender anyone, but it's not to say that men are better than women because obviously, let's find a poem from a woman that's awesome, just so that we're not misogynist. Okay, awesome poems from women. Here we go. Oh, apparently Maya Angelou. Let's do Anne Sexton. This will not be difficult at all. I have gone out. A possessed witch. Let's not do that one. All right. Maybe we should. You know what? Let's just do it anyway. Let's do it. Her Kind by Anna Sexton, 1928 to 1974. By golly, that's a short lifespan. What is that, 46 years? I have gone out, a possessed witch, haunting the black air, braver at night, dreaming evil. I have done my hitch. Over the plain houses, light by light, lonely thing, 12-fingered, out of mind. A woman like that is not a woman, quite. I have been her kind. I have found the warm caves in the woods, filled them with skillets, carvings, shelves, closets, silks, innumerable goods, fixed the suppers for the worms and the elves, whining, rearranging the disaligned. A woman like that is misunderstood. I'm noticing a rhyming scheme here, which I appreciate. I have been her kind. Great. There's one more stanza. I have ridden in your cart, driver, waved my nude arms at villages going by, learning the last bright roots, survivor, where your flames still bite my thigh, and my ribs crack where your wheels wind. A woman like that is not ashamed to die. I have been her kind. Well, I feel like I actually learned something. I'm glad I did that. I'm sorry that I initially just avoided that. I am sorry. I feel like I did learn something there. Very glad for that. The 10 most famous poems by women poets. All right. Let's not do Maya Angelou because she's well worn by now, I believe. And let's not do the other one. Um, uh, Dickinson. Let's not do Dickinson or Angelou. Let's do someone else. Here, we'll do Sarojini Naidu. In the bazaars of Hyderabad. What do you sell, O ye merchants? Okay. Is it yay or ye? Let's do yay. Should I do yay? Maybe ye. Ye, I believe, was the crowd favorite. Okay, let's please the crowd here. Ye. Although I believe that ye should be spelled Yee, but let's please the crowd here. All right. Just like you. What do you sell, O ye merchants? Richly your wares are displayed, turbans of crimson and silver, tunics of purple brocade, mirrors with panels of amber, daggers with handles of jade. What do you weigh, O ye vendors? Saffron and lentil and rice. What do you grind, O ye maidens? Sandalwood, henna, and spice? What do you call, O ye peddlars? Chessmen and ivory dice? What do you make, O ye goldsmiths? Wristlet and anklet and ring, bells for the feet of blue pigeons, frail as a dragonfly's wing, girdles for gold for dancers, girdles of gold for dancers, scabbards of gold for the king. What do you cry, O ye fruit men? Citron, pomegranate, and plum. What do you play, O musicians? Sithar, sarangi, and drum. What do you chant, O magicians? Spells for aeons to come. What do you weave, O ye flower girls, with tassels of azure and red, crowns for the brow of a bridegroom, chaplets to garland his bed, sheets of white blossoms, new garnered, to perfume the sleep of the dead? So, Hyderabad is the capital city of the Indian state of Telangana, and bazaar is a Hindi word for market. Yes, indeed. That was quite a poem, and I'm glad I found it, and I'm glad I read it. Let's try this one. Ooh, it's a more contemporary one from 2004. It is from one Mary Oliver. Let us go in, even though I am not a fan of the contemporary. I am most definitely a um, a snob for the elderly, you might say. All right. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Okay. Fuck. God, this is so difficult. Oh, I don't know if I can complete this poem. It's like scratching my nails on a chalkboard or having someone else do that. We're going to try, okay? Because I want to just give it a try. I want to give it just a little more, and we might have to end. We might have to go somewhere else, but we're going to keep going and try. Here we go. This is me continuing. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun. Oh my God. Oh, that is so. Oh, I just feel like my soul is just destroyed. Oh, listen, I can't explain what I'm going through right now. Okay, it's more of it's more of a visual thing, right? I'm sorry, it's very hard. I think they're talking. I think it's basically postmodern crap. Okay, and this is what happens when I experience postmodern crap. When I try to consume postmodern crap, I get a visceral, horrible reaction. Okay. Do you like seeing me tortured? Are you a sadist? Okay. I will ingratiate your sadism for only a little bit longer. I didn't even get through half of this poem. But let's continue and see if we can darken ourselves into a little husk of a shell. Let's see if that happens. That would be quite the thing, wouldn't it? If I in this video like wither into a husk. What is a husk? Let's look it up. Let's find out what a husk is. Here, it's another word. We're learning all kinds of words today. Husk, husk, meaning. Would you like to see me wither into a husk? A husk is the dry outer covering of some fruits or seeds. That's not what I mean. I guess it is. Maybe. Are there any other definitions? In other words, nobody eats the husk. There's nothing vibrant about the husk, okay? I think people can wither into husks. Is that what you want? If you're a sadist, then keep watching, okay? Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes. In other words, it's okay to be evil. That's what she's saying. I'm sorry. I'm editorializing what some people seem to like. Shit. So fuck. I want to fucking hit a tree. I want to punch a tree with my fist. I'd rather punch a tree with my fist than go on reading this garbage. Okay? This is very, very hard for me. But apparently, sadists like. Listen, we're just going to try. We're going to try to get to the end of this horrible, 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 horrible. We're gonna try to do it, okay? And then we're gonna like gobble down 2 pints of Ben and Jerry's just to try to forget it all. Here we go. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Jesus Christ, this is so difficult. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I like that. Okay? Bit bit of a ray of sunlight just peeped through the clouds. Okay? Now let's see if she can end with a flourish. I would be surprised. We're almost at the end here. We're in the last leg of the race, you and I. And we'll see. Now, I personally would be surprised if she were to pull this off with a clean flourish, but let's just let's just let me attempt to push on and carry forth. And let's just try and finish this, okay? Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination. Calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things. God. Oh, damn it. Theo, it's not that bad, Theo. It's not that bad, Theo. Theo, it's not that bad. Theo, it's not that bad. I liked it. I like being a member of the family of things, Theo. Think of it. Think of th- think think of yourself as one of many multitudinous things. Attempt to think of that, Theo. It empowers me because I can forget myself, Theo. It allows me to forget who I am because I'm so lonely inside. The pain of my loneliness is so endlessly rich and strong and passionate that I feel threatened by it in a horrible way. But if I can think of myself as a thing, forgettable, imminently forgettable and meaningless, then perhaps I can extricate myself from that loneliness. All right, let's continue here and see if we can find another poem. Sylvia Plath. All right, let's not read that one. Shall we actually read that? Shall we sink into ever deeper fathoms of despair? Yeah, let's try it. Feel like we are experiencing highs and lows in this here stream. All right, here's a poem by Sylvia Plath. It's called Mirror, and it was published in 1971. Here goes, fellas and ladies. All right, here goes. Mirror. Ah, quite on point. Remember earlier we mentioned mirror. All right, here we go. I am silver and exact. I have no preconceptions. Whatever I see, I swallow immediately. Just as it is, unmisted by love, she ended her life with an oven. Just as it is, unmisted by love or dislike, I am not cruel, only truthful. The eye of a little god. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry. Okay. Four cornered. Four cornered. The eye of a little god. Four cornered. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a misogynist. I'm a very hateful man. Notice I elongated that word into two syllables. Man, man, just to show you how much I hate myself. Okay, let's continue here. The eye of a little god, four cornered. Most of the time, I meditate on the opposite wall. It is pink with speckles. I have looked at it so long, I think it is part of my heart, but it flickers. Faces and darkness separate us over and over. Now I am a lake. A woman bends over me, searching my reaches for what she really is. Ooh, very good, Sylvia. Then she turns to those liars, the candles or the moon. What? I see her back and reflect it faithfully. She rewards me with tears and an agitation of hands. I almost feel like I understand women now. I'm important to her. She comes and goes. Each morning it is her face that replaces the darkness. In me she has drowned a young girl, and in me an old woman rises toward her day after day, like a terrible fish. Oh my God. Oh God. Mm, that's rough, Sylvia. I hope you're doing all right. I really do. Um, all I can say is God is real, Sylvia. God is real. Don't believe me? Ask for yourself. All right, let's try Christina Rossetti. Hopefully, she has something to say about flowers. Okay. Remember me when I am gone away, gone far away into the silent land. Okay. When you can no more hold me by the hand, nor I half turned to go, yet turning, stay. Hmm. Sounds very womanly. Remember me when no more day by day you tell me of our future that you planned. Only remember me, you understand. It will be late to counsel then or pray. Yet if you should forget me for a while and afterwards remember, do not grieve, for if the darkness and corruption leave a vestige of the thoughts that once I had, better by far you should forget and smile than that you should remember and be sad. Um, I'm a little bit lost. Let's see what there is to be said about Christina in the little blurb underneath this poem. Christina Rossetti was a 19th century English poet who, though not very popular in her lifetime, influenced many later poets and is now considered a symbol of constrained female genius. Remember, her best known work was written by her in 1849 while she was still a teenager. However, it was published much later in 1862 as part of her first collection, Goblin Market and Other Poems. Let's not continue reading that blurb. I'm tired of it. The next poem here is by Emily Dickinson, and I didn't. I said I wasn't going to read anything from Ms. Dickinson, but now I dare say I I wish to. So let's just do it. Let's read this. This one's called "Because I Could Not Stop for Death," but I don't think it's dark. I would guess. I would bet it is not dark. Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves and immortality. We slowly drove. He knew no haste, and I had put away my labor and my leisure too. That's really sad. For his civility. We passed the school where children strove. At recess, in the ring, we passed the fields of gazing grain. We passed the setting sun, or rather, he passed us. The dews drew quivering and chill, for only gossamer my gown, my tippet only tulle. We paused before a house that seemed a swelling of the ground. The roof was scarcely visible, the cornice in the ground. Since then, 'tis centuries, and yet feels shorter than the day. I first surmised the horses' heads were toward eternity. I don't want to make heads or tails of that. I do believe I remember that. I read that in my youth. Let's see if there's anything bright at all around here. Remember that first poem? God, that was a good one. Just talking about like seeing stuff in a bazaar. Remember, what do you call, O ye peddlers, chessmen and ivory dice? Something about blue pigeons, always a welcome sight. Citron, pomegranate, and plum fruits. Very, very good. Oh my God, I feel so bad. Why do I feel so bad? All right, Maya Angelou. Let's see what she can offer us. Phenomenal woman. I'm already triggered. And that's the name of this poem. Let's try it. Published in 1978. Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model's size, but when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman. That's me. I walk into a room, just as cool as you please, and to a man, the fellows stand or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes, and the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist, and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breasts, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman. That's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say, it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need for my care, 'cause I'm a woman. Phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. I really liked the rhythm of that. I know what you're thinking. Rhythm, Maya Angelou? Are you racist? Yes. Okay, let's continue here. Next one is the next offering is by Sylvia Plath. The title of this poem is Daddy, and it was published in 1965. And the poem itself will be passed over by myself. We shall continue on to one Emily Dickinson. Uh, this poem is entitled Hope is the Thing with Feathers. Thank Jesus. It was published in 1891. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. Very, very nice. A little flight of fancy. Don't rise too far above. You don't want to get spotted. Theo, you're a misogynist. I know. I already admitted that. How about this? Still I Rise from Maya Angelou. She asks a question in this poem. Does my sexiness upset you? Um, maybe. Um, but I think I would take issue with that question in itself. Let's go to another part of this poem without reading the entirety of the poem. Out of the huts of history's shame I rise. Great, 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 great. Let us just ignore that poem and pretend that we actually solved misogyny. All right. Well, folks, I think it's time to end my live stream. I hope you, if you didn't enjoy that, I don't know what I hope. Let's see if there's anyone watching. We have a total of 0 people watching. We have a total of 0 likes. And we have one message um, from Theo Kirkley. And the message is, hey. And that was me that wrote that. I wrote that a while ago. So I hope you were not too constrained by my brand of humor and my own particular wretchedness, because I don't think it was all wretchedness. I don't think that was the length and breadth of. Yeah, it wasn't just wretchedness. I think I showed you more. I think there was more that could have been gleaned. Angles are interesting. All right, let us end it there and find out what's next. Go forth. That's all I got.